So, a topic that's come up really as a question is who are the deities, the female deities that are green in color, and what is the relationship between them and what not? So, this is kind of something I wasn't really expecting. But for female deities that are green in color, we really have four study topics. The first is primary figures. The second is secondary figures. The third is color variations. And the fourth is multicolored deities. Now, there's really not that many goddesses or meditational deities that are green. And we really do have to divide them into these two categories of primary figures and secondary figures because we have to understand how they appear in painting or murals or sculpture. Now, for primary figures, where they will be well represented in art or represented in a more dominant way, rather than as an ancillary or secondary figure in the composition. So we can start with Janguli. Janguli is ancient Indian kind of cultural figure, and she is especially known for preventing and curing snake bite. So Janguli, and yes, the name Janguli is related to the Hindi and Sanskrit word which means forest, which we use in English as jungle, yes. Then we have Lakshmi riding a lion, one faced, two armed. She's most often found in modern times, more in Karmakagyu paintings as a wealth deity. Then we have Mahamayuri from the Pancharaksha. We have Mahashri. We have a green form of Parnashivari. Now, most people associate Parnashivari with the color yellow, but we can also find some green forms. Then we have the goddess Shrinkala. Very obscure. She'll be found in collections of deities coming out of texts such as the Bharigyatsa, the Patsapgyatsa, or the Rinjung-gyatsa of Taranata. These large collections of deity and iconographic forms. Then we, of course, have Tara. And we have many, many forms of Tara being green. We have one-faced, two-armed, one-faced, eight-armed. We have green Tara, 17 deity mandala, and she embraces the consort Amoghasiddhi. And then for the Bon religion, we have a primary figure of Sipe Gyalmo, the main protector of the Bon religion. And her green form is called the Ugya Chaktong. It's the 100 faces, 1,000 armed form of Sipe Gyalmo. Then there's also a deity called Vajramantra, so that's Dorje Ngakma. And I actually don't know very much about this one. I don't recall having read any Sanskrit or Tibetan texts relating to her, although she has appeared in some collections of iconographic forms in some series or sets of paintings. Now, for secondary figures, we have really a lot. But what's important here is what's popular. And so for popular, we have Gashmari from the Hevajra Mandala, Karma Dakini from the Chakrasamvara Mandala. We have sometimes two goddesses who are green from the 8 offering goddesses, but there's many different systems of offering goddesses. We have Tekar Drozangma from the 5 Tseringma sisters, Tibetan protector deity. And then we have a number of others. We really have a lot of secondary figures, but most of them are not popularly or broadly known. Then in terms of color variations, now this is really has to do with art history now, and it has to do with styles, and it has to do with availability of colors. So we can have green, we can have light green, dark green, a kind of blue-green, almost blue. And then we have the category of multicolored deities, and this really relates to the Chakrasamvara cycle of Tantras, and then also to the Nyingma Lama Gongdu, and a few other systems where you have deities that are variously colored, and you can also, such as in the Chakrasamvara system or the Lama Gongdu, you have like a vertical line going down the center from top to bottom of the deity, and one side is green, the other side is blue or red or white, or depending, it actually can be other than that. So we do have a lot of variations. So just an introduction to deities, female deities that are green in color. You can press the like button, you can subscribe, you can join HAR on Patreon. You can also make a donation, which we would really appreciate, being the end of the year. You can make a donation directly on the homepage of Himalayan Art Resources.